Math Day, great day, math lead learners. Welcome to Mathematics Lead Channel, where we turn your math worries into mastery. I am John Alexis D. Candelaria, and together, let us have fun while learning. How are you today? Well, that's good to hear, because today, we will need your best take as much as possible as we are going to learn another topic, which is geometric sequences and series. Specifically, we will discuss how to determine geometric means and term of a geometric sequence and some of the terms of a given finite or infinite geometric sequence. For today's lesson, here's our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to determine the geometric means between two terms and n term of a geometric sequence, calculate the sum of a finite and infinite geometric sequence, and appreciate the relevance of geometric sequences in real-life situations by citing real-life examples. But before we proceed with our discussion, let's have first an engaging activity. I want you to ponder about this question. Let's say someone offers you a choice. Would you take a 1 million pesos today or start with just 5 pesos that doubles every day for 30 days? Which one would you pick? Hmm, Thank you for all of your answers. As we can see, the latter was much good option if we don't really need immediately the big amount of money. However, we might use the former if we need it right away, like in an emergency. This scenario is an example of geometric sequence where each term is multiplied by a constant number called the common ratio, and geometric series where we add them together. To deepen your understanding and activate your knowledge, we will have an activity called pattern discovery. You may pause the video and answer the following questions. Are you done? Good job! Now, let's discuss the answer one by one to fully support your understanding. To find the middle missing value of a geometric sequence, we can use the concept of geometric mean, which can be obtained by square root of A times B, where A is the first term and B is the third term. For example, in our item number 1, where we are given of 5 and 45. In this case, our first term is 5 and the third term is 45. Then we just have to substitute it to the formula. That's why we arrive at square root of 5 times 45. Then by multiplying the 2, we have 225. And by getting square root, we will arrive at an answer of 15. This means that the middle missing value for item number 1 is 15. For item number 2, we are given 2 and 8. First, we just have to identify its first term and third term. In this case, our first term is 2 and our third term is 8. Then just substitute it to the formula, multiply the 2, and by getting its square root, we will arrive at answer of 4, where it means that the missing value for item number 2 is 4. However, if we are asked to find a specific number given its position without listing all of them like in the number 3 and 4, we can use the formula of n-term formula of geometric sequence, which is a sub n equal a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1, where a sub n is the nth term, a sub 1 is the first term, r is the common ratio, and n is the term position. For example, in our item number 3, where we are asked to find the sixth term of the geometric sequence 2, 6, 18, 54, and so on. First, we just have to identify the given. For our a sub n, we have the sixth term. A sub 1 is 2, the common ratio is 3, and the term position is 6. Then we just have to substitute it to the formula. Then by substituting it, we will have a sub 6 equals 2 times 3 raised to 6 minus 1. Subtracting the exponent, we have 3 raised to 5. And by expanding it, we will have a result of 243. Then by multiplying 2 times 243, we will arrive at 486. This means that the sum of the sixth term of geometric sequence is 486. For our item number 4, we are asked to find the 10th term of the geometric sequence 5, 10, 20, 40, and so on. So first, we just have to identify the given. For our a sub n, we have the 10th term. A sub 1 is 5. The common ratio is 2. And the term position is 10. Then we just have to substitute it to the formula. That's why we have a sub 10 equals 5 times 2 raised to 10 minus 1. Subtracting the exponent, we have 2 raised to 9. And by expanding it, we will have 512. Then by multiplying the 2, 5 times 512, we will arrive on answer of 2560, which means this is the 10th term of the geometric sequence for item number 4. When we are asked to find the geometric series or sum of the term as shown on our item 5 and 6, we can use the formula of S sub n equals A sub 1 times 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r if r is not equal to 1 for finite geometric sequence, where S sub n is the sum of finite geometric sequence, A sub 1 is the first term, r is the common ratio, and n is the number of terms to be added. So, for example, in our item number 5, where we are asked to find the sum of the first 6 terms of the geometric sequence 3, 6, 12, 24, and so on. So, first, we just have to identify the given. We have the a sub 1, which is our first term, which is 3, the common ratio, which is 2, and the number to be added is 6. Then we just have to substitute it to our formula. That's why we've arrived on S sub 6 equal 3 times 1 minus 2 raised to 6 all over 1 minus 2. Then by expanding the 2 raised to 6, we will have 64. And by subtracting the values on numerator and denominator, we will have negative 63 all over negative 1, and which can also be written as 63. And by multiplying 3 to 63, we will arrive at answer of 189, which means this is the sum of the first 6 terms of the geometric sequence in item number 5. In terms of finding the sum of an infinite geometric sequence, we can use the formula of S sub infinity equals A sub 1 over 1 minus r if the absolute value of r is less than 1, where S sub n is the sum of infinite geometric sequence, A sub 1 is the first term, and r is the common ratio. For example, in our item number 6, where we are asked to find the sum to infinity of the geometric sequence 4, 2, 1, 0.5, and so on. So first, we just have to identify the given. For our first term, we have 4. For our common ratio, we have 1/2. So we just have to substitute it to our formula. That's why we arrive at S sub infinity equals 4 over 1 minus 1/2. By subtracting the denominator, we have now 4 over 1/2. And by simplifying it further, we will arrive at 8 over 1, which can be written also as 8. This means that the sum to infinity of the geometric sequence of the given sequence is 8. Now that we already know the concepts under geometric sequences and series, let's further develop your skills in developing competencies. To achieve it, you will answer the following questions. You may pause the video to answer. Are you done? Very good. Now let's answer it one by one. For our item number 1, we are asked to find the geometric mean between 7 and 63. So first, we just have to identify the first term and third term. In this case, the first term is 7 and the third term is 63. Then we just have to substitute it to our formula. That's why we arrive at square root of 7 times 63. By multiplying the 2, we arrive at 441. And by getting its square root, we have an answer of 21. This means that 21 is the middle value between 7 and 63. For item number 2, we are asked to find the eighth term of the sequence 3, 6, 12. So first, we just have to identify the given. For our a sub n, we have the eighth term. A sub 1 is 3. The common ratio is 2. And the term position is 8. Then we just have to substitute it at our formula. That's why we arrive at a sub 8 equals 3 times 2 raised to 8 minus 1. Subtracting the exponent, we have 2 raised to 7. And by expanding it and multiplying, we have 128. And by multiplying 3 to 128, we arrive at 384. This means that the eighth term is 384. For item number 3, we have to find the sum of the first 6 terms of the sequence 2, 4, 8. So first, we just have to identify the given. For our a sub 1, we have 2. For our common ratio, we have also 2. And the number of terms to be added is 6. Then we just have to substitute it to our formula. That's why we arrive at s sub 6 equal to times 1 minus 2 raised to 6 all over 1 minus 2. Then by expanding the 2 raised to 6, we have 64. And by subtracting the values both on the numerator and denominator, we have negative 63 over 1, which can also be written as 63. Then by multiplying 2 to 63, we arrive at answer of 126. This means this is the sum of the first 6 terms of the given sequence. For our item number 4, we are asked to find the sum to infinity of the sequence 20, 10, 5, and so on. So first, we just have to identify the given. For our a sub 1, we have 20. Common ratio is 1/2. So we just have to substitute it to our formula. That's why we arrive at s sub infinity equals 20 over 1 minus 1/2. By subtracting the values in the denominator, we arrive at 20 over 1/2. Then by simplifying it further, we will arrive at answer of 40. This means that the sum to infinity of the given sequence is 40. Then, for our reflective question, how geometric sequences appear in everyday life and why they are important. Good work on your answers. Aside from what you have said, we can also see geometric sequences on other concepts such as cell division, population growth, and investment growth. In cell division, one cell repeatedly splits into two, forming a pattern where the number of cells doubles each time. In population growth, the number of people increases by a constant rate over regular periods. While in investment growth, money increases through compound interest, where the amount grows by the same percentage each period. These examples show why geometric sequences are important. They help us understand, predict, and plan for changes that happen repeatedly over time in science, society, finance, and many more. And that concludes our session for today. Always remember that geometric series may differ from each other, but they both progress in their own pace. Thank you for listening.